Are you thinking about getting a social media management platform? In this video, I'm breaking down some reasons why Content Studio may or may not be a good fit. Hey everyone, just to kick it off, as always, if you find this video helpful, hit that like button. And if you want more digital marketing and business growth videos, subscribe to my channel. That would be sweet. So, social media management platforms, what's the deal? Well, these are tools that allow you and help you, I guess you could say, more easily manage your social media. So you could schedule out posts in advance. And this is really helpful. So many creative business owners I work with, they don't use these. And it means they either don't post on their social media accounts, or it means they post on social when they find the time. Oh, an hour here, 30 minutes there. Oh, I feel bad, I haven't posted. Let me just put something out. It's not thoughtful. So social media management platforms can help you be a little more, and actually in a lot of cases, a lot more thoughtful when it comes to your social media planning, scheduling, and strategy. Now, I am not going to sit here and tell you that this is the best. I know that YouTube videos, there's a lot of them, like the best, right? And that helps. I'm hard pressed to tell you that anything is the best. Here's what I can tell you about Content Studio. I use it. I have used countless other tools, and I like it. And that's why I want to do this video. I'm going to break down for you the pros, the way I see it, 3 pros and 3 cons of this social media management tool. And from there, hopefully you can make that choice. If you do decide to check out Content Studio, please, let me just ask, use the link in the description. At no cost to you at all. It helps to support this channel and it helps me make videos. So again, if you think about that you're going to try or you want to use Content Studio, please, I ask you, use the link in the description of this video. Okay, so with that, are we ready? I think we are. Let's jump in. So the first thing I want to break down, the first pro, is cost. So we're looking at Content Studio right here, their pricing page, and this will look the same, obviously with the referral or the link in the description. Actually, it may even be a little bit lower, to be honest with you. So like I said, use that link in the description. And I'm going to look at monthly, just to kind of, so we can compare kind of apples to apples. A lot of the social media management tools, like I said, there are hundreds, if not thousands of them. Because there are so many, it's pretty competitive pricing. And usually you have them kind of in like these tiers. And Content Studio is really appropriately priced. I'd say it's very affordable. $49 a month. I'm not going to go through all of these settings. Here, let me bring this up a little bit more so you can see it. I'm not going to go through all of these details, but you can see if you're just a solopreneur, if it's just you doing your social media, $49 a month is what you're looking at, which again, I think is very affordable. 10 social accounts, no team members. So again, that's a single user. If you do have a team, the small team jumps up to $99 a month, and that's a team of 5. Pretty much the settings and functionality. You get pretty much all the functionality in the first, in the Pro account. The only difference is workflows and collaboration, which is not in play for that first one because it's only you, right? So that's kind of the only exception. And if we jump over and look at something like Hootsuite, right? So just to show you, it's comparably priced, $49 a month. If we look at the team, Hootsuite tends to be a little more expensive and you don't get as many users. So with Content Studio, you get up to 5. Here at Hootsuite, you get 3 and it's more per month. So I also should tell you, I think I just have just a little bit of, Hootsuite is a good option. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Content Studio is the only and best. No. Sometimes you got to try out things and people like different systems, right? I personally think I just have PTSD from Hootsuite because of all those days and years when I was on the front line of social media management and I used Hootsuite, and I think I just got burned out. I also always found Hootsuite's layout like a bit busy and sometimes overwhelming. And that's not so much the case with Content Studio. There is another one just to give you kind of a real quick, sprinkling of other options. Sprout Social, which I also really love and I have used, but it tends to be more expensive from the start, right? So you have a standard, and that starts with five profiles. Let's see here, as far as users go. It doesn't say here. Maybe I'm missing. It's not broken out the same way. But Sprout Social, again, a good option if you are in the market for it, but it does tend to be a little more expensive. I mean, almost double the cost at their lowest tier. So pricing, it's a pro. I think it's a good benefit. I really believe Content Studio is very much affordable. So there's something really cool inside of Content Studio, and it is called, and I'll take you there because we're going to talk about it, so it makes sense. It's called their Discover tab. And it's up here, and we're going to let's go to Content Feed. Give it a second here, I guess, while it's thinking. What's going on here? Oh, I'm already there. Sorry. Okay. So we have a couple of little like sub tabs here. Now this is where this is super helpful if you're just getting started in social media and you're struggling with coming up with content. I definitely would recommend. I have a completely free course on social media content mix. I'll link it in the description for you, but you can get through it in less than an hour. Again, completely free. You may want to check that out because I break down how you can actually kind of generate and create more content, but also like what the mix should be. So many people are only doing promotional, like, oh, sell, buy. And that is usually not the best way to function on social media. So with this, what this is going to allow you to do is to actually create what I call curated content. Find topics that will help you fill up your social feed and present you as a subject matter expert. So let's say, you are, I think I did this search here in a second, you see it as a drop down. You're an accounting firm, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to start in the search tab. We're going to go to accounting. And we're going to search for accounting. And this is real. I like I said, this is why it's in the pros. I just think it's super cool because it shows you a whole bunch of content that is already out there. And what you can do as, the big kind of golden rule here is you don't want to be sharing competitor content. But there's plenty of content out there for any industry that is not competitor, but it may be about something that you do, right? So, this is something where, you can grab something and you can easily, right here, social media share. If I click that, boom, I'm ready to go. It can become a post. If I select, let's say I want to share this to my Twitter, bam, right? So it is a really powerful, don't save that draft, really powerful tool for you to post and share what I call curated content. You can also like content and favorite it so you can go back and look at it there. So that's one aspect, just one tab, if you will, underneath Discover. This is another one, similar vein. I'm not going to refresh right now. Okay. And what you can do is you can add topics. So obviously for me, digital marketing, let's make this a little bigger for you. Digital marketing, I have some, let's look at just like marketing. Okay. And, maybe I'd want to, this is a good read. Okay, I would go in here and same deal, I can share it right out. And the nice thing here is, as opposed to the the search, you can save these topics and come back to them, right? So it's a really valuable way for you to, this can also be really helpful for you to maybe figure out what type of content you should be creating. If we pop back to the search, and let's do that same search again for accounting. This is something I really like, this tab here. Okay, we're looking at web articles, but let's look at YouTube, right? What are some just top performing videos on YouTube, right? And this can give you some idea over what kinds of things are other people creating, but also what kind of things are obviously people consuming and searching for. You'll see here, there is a ton of basics videos, right? 101s, you know, learn how, that kind of thing. So you can use this to kind of apply and you know, I would say influence, if you will, what kind of content that you're going to be creating or could creating from a video side. You can also look at Twitter, right? So this is just really a very, very powerful tool, and I think it's something I've seen other platforms kind of do this, but I do feel like Content Studio does it the best. So what we're now going to talk about is the ability to compose posts. You saw how easy it was from our little, you know, curated Discover feed here. But if we go back just to our home, oops, let me go back to my home here, and Composer, and we're going to do social media post. Make this a little bigger. You can load in your various locations: Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, that kind of thing. And so let's say I want to post first on my LinkedIn, right? And give me 1 second here. I'll grab, you know, and for the sake of this, let's see here. Just want to find the right article. Please hold. Insert, hold music. Okay, here we go. All right. Check out my newest podcast episode. Now, if I was going to do this for real, I'd dress this up a little bit. For the sake of this video, just to give you the gist of it, I'm not going to do that. And then here's a link. Okay. Now, what we can now do, if we scroll down, we can opt to post now. We can schedule it. Add to queue is you can set up kind of like rules for timing and posting, which is pretty neat. It's a little more advanced. Not something I'm going to go into in this video, but certainly very cool. You can also do the same thing and assign it to a certain content category. So these are more advanced posting features. You know, I use them. I'm not going to go into them in this video, but certainly you can also save it as a draft, right? So maybe you could get it started, and if you're working on a team, you could then assign it to someone else to polish it, right? To make it a little better. Now let's say, okay, I'm going to post this to my LinkedIn, but you know what? I also want to post this to my Twitter, right? You can select both. And if you look over here in the post preview, you can see the platforms will show it a little bit differently, right? Now, this is the thing I really dig about this whole posting kind of to multiple spots. If you toggle on customized content for each channel, you can actually change the message according to the channel. So for example, we know, well, Twitter and LinkedIn, and I guess Instagram, kind of like hashtags. Facebook, not so much so. So maybe here, because it's, again, we're posting on Twitter, we'd want to put like marketing podcast, right? And maybe on LinkedIn, we'd want to put something, you know, and maybe we don't want to include a hashtag on LinkedIn. So this allows you to actually tweak the individual messages differently for each platform. And then you would do schedule, set the schedule. And if you want, and this is valuable for, I find, for many of these platforms, but particularly for like Twitter, you can post multiple times. So you can actually say yes and repeat X amount of times and how many hours. So super useful, because one thing I will say, a big mistake a lot of people make, creative business owners, when they're doing social medias, they post something once and then they never post it again. And it's the loss, because 100% of your audience is never going to see this content with just one post or one update. So this, being able to post it multiple times and set it up, it's pretty neat. I like it. So we've done the pros, the things we like. Now it's time to jump into the cons of Content Studio. So there is a feature inside of here, which it falls under con, because I don't use it, and I don't quite understand why you would, to be honest with you. And it is under Compose. You have this option for a blog post. Now, I suppose if you don't have a website or anything and you want to write longer form content, this is good. But if you're considering writing longer form content, I don't see any reason why you would use this instead of just having a blog on your website. So I put this as a con because I just don't quite understand the use case. If you're looking to write blogs, you should probably just have it as part of your website. So like any good social media management platform, Content Studio does have an analytics component. That is important. Chances are maybe you're not doing any analytics. So the nice thing here is if we go in, you can look at the overview, and by default it rolls it all up. So you see up here, I have all 6 accounts rolled up. You can also just select one and it would show you that particular data. I'm not terribly concerned that my Facebook data is low, considering I quit Facebook a while back. Anywho, this is in the con category because you'll notice there are locks beside the respective platforms. If you click them, you will get a boop. Oh, you have to upgrade to get the deep dive of data. Now, this is a con. It's in the con category. However, if you are doing no analytics at all, even just the overall overview roll-up is great, okay? It's good for you to have. You can also schedule reports so they get sent out and emailed to you on a set day or regularity. That's great. But it is in the con because I don't love that it's an upsell to do a deeper dive into the individual platforms. Now, the caveat here is that if you want this type of specific data, you can just go into the native platform. I know it's more work, which is kind of why it's in the cons category, but it's not like this data is completely inaccessible or unavailable to you. You will just have to go into each respective platform if you want to do a deeper dive. So if we go back to our Compose window, I want to go through, whoops, not a blog post, get the heck out of here. No, we want to do a social post, okay? If we go back here, and I'm connected, I have connected here, a Facebook group I have. If you're not a member, I'd love for you to join just while we're here. It's called The Playground. It's an open group where I invite creative business owners to come share creativity. I share my insights, my tips, things like that. It's a communal space for creative business owners when it comes to marketing and specifically digital marketing. Okay, now, this is how we get into the con category. It allows you to do a post, right? So we can say, hi everyone, this is a great post. This post is gonna light it up. stinks. Okay, and you'll notice, okay, I can add an image, I can add a video, I can add something from my media library, right? So maybe something I've already uploaded, add a hashtag. I'm not going to get into CTAs or UTMs today. You can also add from Canva, so that's pretty neat. A lot of you I know use Canva and like Canva, so it has an integration here, so that is pretty slick. And you can add location. So why are we in the cons category with this? Well, I'll tell you why. If we jump over to this Facebook group, again, the playground, love to have you join us over there. It's an open group, public group. This is about the post features. And you will notice, let's click and let's say we're creating a new post. And chances are you've probably never used all of these anyways, but they are good to know about. We hit these three dots. Whoa, wow, wee wah. Look at all these different types of posts we can do. You know, live video, tag, ask recommendations, check-in, poll, raise money, write a prompt, add a file. Now, this may not be a huge con for you if you do not use any of these. However, this con, if you will, this negative, is consistent across all the other platforms too, right? So all of the very specific, sometimes specialized features that you get from posting on the platform itself are not available inside of Content Studio. But here's the thing, they're not going to be available in any social media management platform. You're probably asking, why? Why wouldn't they do that? The reason is because not to some extent, these platforms want you on their platforms. So even when you're going into post, they want to try to entice you to stay in there for longer, right? So if the bait on the end of that hook is this specialized post feature, and that means you have to go into the platform, like let's say you're going to post on Instagram, and you go into post on Instagram, and all of a sudden, you guys know how this is, right? Oh, those are cool shoes. Let me click it. Like all of a sudden, a thing that was just going to be a quick post turns into a 20-minute sidetrack into reels of people, you know, dropping Mentos into soda, right? I get it. I've been there. I know the struggle. So this is a balancing act. Like I said, I use Content Studio. I have clients that use Content Studio. But sometimes it may not be the tool that you use 100% of the time. And that's okay. Because if the content management tool, if your social media management tool at least just helps you to be a more thoughtful and strategic social media poster, it's doing a lot of good for you. Having this type of tool means you can sit down and very conceivably in an hour knock out posts for the week. As opposed to, like I started the video with, oh, I got 10 minutes here and 20 minutes here, and they're not thoughtful, and you're tired, and you're like, oh, I don't know, whatever. Like, to sit down, be thoughtful, schedule out, publish your posts in one sitting versus shooting from the hip and trying to figure out when you're going to post. I really hope you found this video helpful, insightful, educational. Again, if you are considering Content Studio, please use the link in the description. It's no cost to you, but it really helps to support the channel. If you end up trying it, Content Studio does have a 14-day free trial. No credit card required. So you don't need to plunk down any sort of money to give it a try, to kick the tires on it, to see if you like it. All right, until next time, I encourage you, keep pedaling. Did you find this video helpful? Hit the like button. And if you want more digital marketing and business growth videos, subscribe to the Tricycle Creative channel. Also, are there social media platforms that you use and love? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about them, see maybe how it even compares to Content Studio if you end up trying it out.